Okay, come back.
Yeah, I forgot to tell her.
Here, I'll talk to her.
Okay. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, the Jack Gravely Show coming to you from beautiful downtown Richmond, Virginia on a Friday morning. We're loaded up with sheriff candidates in here this morning. Mr. Chris Dorsey is in the studio with us right now. The interview was scheduled to start at about 5 minutes after 10. And, you know, I hate to break up interviews, you know, do half of it, go to news, and you have to sit there 5 or 7 minutes before we get back. And, you know, it just makes for a disjointed interview as far as I was concerned. And we're going to wait until the 10:05 hour. That's when I told people, because I do get accused of, Jack Gravely, you said he was going to be on at 10 minutes or 5 minutes after 10. I walked in the house and you were halfway through the interview at 9:45. So, you know, I don't want to trick you and mislead you like that. Let's go with what the schedule is. I'll put the schedule out on my website. I put it out on my Facebook. I sent the schedule to all of the local press, newspapers, Washington Post. I sent it to the Free Press. So all of, and look, I sent it to 12, 6, 8. I sent it to Petersburg. So people do listen, and they listen at the times that we say we're going to do this. And so I have to stick to my schedule sometime, as much as I be salivating to get it started and everyone is in the studio. And especially when you have individuals who show up for interview a little bit before the interview is supposed to start. And you want them to do that in reference to any problem. But this is Open Topics Friday. We're still taking calls.
Yes, sir.
And you can call us and let us know what you're thinking about today, what issues you want to talk about. Now, you know what the policy is. You can make a general call on Open Topics Friday, and then because Dorsey, Kizzy, and Irving are my guests today, you can call back and ask them a question. Let's go back to the phones. Let's go to, is that Tom in Richmond? Good morning, Tom. Okay. Well, first and foremost, under the Virginia Constitution, sheriff is a constitutional officer. Sheriffs in the Commonwealth of Virginia, whether you like it or believe it or not, can hire whomever he or she wish, as long as they pass the prerequisites, the requirements for that job. You know, not like being a felon. Sheriff can hire his mother. Sheriff can hire his daddy. Sheriff can hire his brother. There is no violation of law in that, in the Virginia Constitution. Well, because I think, well, he's operating under law, but I think some people had said that 15, 12 members of your family. I think it was not the fact that he did it, it was the quantity of the number of family members that was there. And then also it's political. You go across the state of Virginia, and I'm almost willing to bet you, I think there are 100 sheriffs in the Commonwealth of Virginia. There are 100 counties, okay? Each sheriff has a county. Each county has a sheriff, rather, or vice versa. And I'm almost willing to bet you over 50 to 60% of the sheriffs in the state of Virginia has a relative on their payroll that is related to them either by blood or marriage. I'm almost willing to bet you that. Of the law. Okay. All right. Thanks a lot, Tom. Appreciate it. Sheriff Woody has scheduled, as I said, I spoke with Sheriff Woody yesterday evening by phone. He returned my call, and he will be with us on Monday morning. And Ryan, I have it somewhere on the computer. I think Sheriff Woody would be with me 9:30 Monday morning, because at 10 o'clock on Monday morning, I have Congressman Bobby Scott on the show, and at 11 o'clock, I have Bob Halsworth, former dean. We're going to talk about the election and other issues around the Commonwealth of Virginia. Ladies and gentlemen, the Jack Gravely Show, Open Topics Friday. We're about 5 minutes away from news at the top of the hour. You are welcome to call the show. Again, Mr. Dorsey, are you going to be open and available to take any questions?
I'm the only candidate that has openly taken questions from the
Are
public
you going to be
anytime.
open to
Absolutely.
take questions this morning?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right, we got about 2 minutes before we go to news break. Mr. Dorsey has stated that he's going to take questions. Now, I know how you all beat up on me when we have a guest. You all want me to ask the guest one question and then open the line up for questions. I don't do that. I have a list of questions that I'm going to ask Mr. Dorsey. Same questions I'm asking him, I'm going to ask Mr. Kazee. Same questions I asked Mr. Dorsey and Mr. Kazee, I'm going to ask Ms. Irving. Same questions I asked Mr. Dorsey, Mr. Kazee, Ms. Irving, I'm going to ask Sheriff Woody. And then I will open the lines up, and each interview has been blocked out for 2 segments, which is roughly at half an hour. All right? And what I'd like to do is use the first 5 to 10 minutes in the interview to ask them questions and talk about it. And then the amount of time that remains depends upon how long-winded the guest is. You know, we have some guests come in here, you ask them a simple question, what kind of car you drive, and they tell us when they bought it, where they bought it, what color it is, how many gears, and next thing you know, we're out of time. But if you ask a person what type of car they drive, and they say a Chevrolet, we can go to the next question. I don't need to know when you bought it. But if you want to call in, we can do that. It's just that talk radio is so short and the time goes by so fast. And people like Mr. Dorsey and Mr. Kazee, you want to get to the heart of the questions and all like this. And as I was saying easily, in the business that I've been in before, you got to talk to people in a manner where they understand. And it makes sense to them. I don't care who you are, whether Sheriff Woody, he comes in here talking about budget overrun of 3.5%, people don't get that. They get, we got an overcrowding issue. Break time, Jack Gravely Show. Stay with us, 788-0990. We'll be right back.